this episode of The Wildlife Man, we will travel to the Great Dividing Range of New South Wales. Deep within the canyons and gorges of the Blue Mountains, pockets of pristine, unspoilt wilderness can be found. It is here I will begin teaching my youngest son, Jason, about the creatures of the wild. Misty, our golden retriever, will join Jason on his wildlife adventure. This river's only about 2 foot deep, so it's not a problem if we fall out. We can just walk ashore. But there's lots of rocks.
Yeah.
Go! Yes!
Oh, can you get off?
Push, push, push. On a rock. Push it down. On a rock. Push hard, push hard. Okay, we're away. A wonderful way to gain access to untouched wilderness is by canoe, but Misty prefers to run along the creek's bank. Australia was separated from Antarctica around 50 million years ago. Its isolation allowed the evolution of some very strange creatures that are not found elsewhere in the world. But Jason is quickly learning finding animals in the wild takes patience and a lot of searching. Spring-fed creeks support a vast array of life. Turtles have evolved to hunt creatures of the mud, like crayfish and worms. Their easy lifestyle allows them to live 30 years or more. However, some lizards here rival the turtles' skills at hunting underwater.
Daddy's peeping out.
He is peeping. He is peeping out. We try and get him out?
How?
Well, he might bite, so I'm going to try and grab the head.
Well, then we need to switch places.
No, you can grab the tail and I'll grab the head. Wait a minute.
You need to pull him out then.
Okay, you can reach in and grab the tail. Just behind the back legs. You got him?
Yep.
Now gently back, real gentle. We don't want to hurt this beautiful thing. And there we go. He's a little bit cold, so he's pretty quiet. Now I'm going to get you to hold this bloke.
Look at his little red tummy.
Yeah, it's got a red tummy. He's showing he's not happy. You bring your hand under my hand very carefully. We don't want him to bite you. They can take a fingernail off, mate. Not too tight and don't squeeze. You got him. Okay, you hold him like that. This hand nice and firm. Okay, let's have a look at this lizard. First thing is we can see he's got a red tummy.
Yeah.
And that red tummy means, hey, I'm angry that you pulled me out of my house. So we won't keep him out very long. And this time of year, they spend most of their time in logs because it's so cold. Sometimes even in burrows.
Can they dig?
They can dig. Now, if you just keep your hand around that head, I don't want you to bite you, just hold him against the log. Now, you notice something. These animals perfectly camouflage. So they match the logs very, very well, and they're hard to see. Now let's lift him up and have a look at this tail. Over this way. No, not upside down. And hand like that and stretch him out gently. Hold him very still. Hold him still. Now if you look at the tail, we can see it's flat. It's a little bit like a crocodile.
Can it swim like one?
They can swim like one. Don't let go. He'll bite you if you let go. So these guys are terrestrial, which means they can run around on the ground. They're arboreal. If we look at the toes, they're very long with sharp claws. And this toe is super long, almost like a monkey's tail. It's prehensile.
But I don't think it's as long as a monkey's tail.
No, it's not as long as a monkey's tail, but they can wrap that round branches and climb very well. And these water dragons are wonderful swimmers, so they can hold their breath for up to an hour and a half,
Whoa.
which is amazing. These animals hunt things like birds. They'll hunt, hold that head, it'll bite you. They'll hunt things like little marsupials, frogs, and even fish. Those spikes make it hard for things like owls or eagles to swallow them.
It's not that sharp when you run it down this way.
Run your hand the other way and see what happens. Really
rough.
sharp. All right, it's time to put this guy back. Now I'll take the head, you take the tail. Whoa, you're getting cranky. You hold the tail, and we go back in. Oh! Very gently, don't hurt him. Hold the tail, we push him all the way in the log. Okay.
There he goes.
And he's gone. He's right up there. Is he peeping out again?
No.
No. All right, let's leave him alone now. And take Misty, we'll try and find something else. Misty loves nothing better than a game of chase with Jason. Driving westward, we travel through the old gold mining towns of Hill End and Sofala. These outback towns once attracted thousands of miners when gold was found here in the 1850s. Some prospectors found gold nuggets as big as a man's fist, but most only found hardship working the stony ground of Australia's outback. Some of the old buildings, like the jail, attract tourists that are interested in the gold rush era. But sadly, many other buildings are now in ruins. But the rugged mountains and steep valleys here are the haven of some treasured wilderness.
Come on, Mist.
Okay, you hold the back of the canoe, Jace. Yeah. I'm going to get the dog. Hold the canoe. Misty, come
I
here.
don't think she wants to go in,
No,
Dad.
she doesn't want to go in. Come on, darling. Misty doesn't like going in the canoe. Come on. Here you go.
Poor
Up,
Mist.
inside. Come on. Up. Misty, in. Yep.
Read it, Paul.
Look at this face. Misty does not like being in the canoe. She just shakes like this the whole time. It's all right, darling. It's all right. Get up here quick. Come on, miss. The western side of the Great Dividing Range is far drier. So let's go. Getting cold.
Yeah.
But wild goats thrive in this harsh environment. I'm happy for Jason to see these hardy mountain goats, but will not allow Misty to chase the feral billy and risk a horn through her belly. Eastern grey kangaroos also thrive here and once supplemented the gold miners' dinner. Not much has changed here since the miners turned the rocks looking for gold nuggets. Their worst nightmare still survives here in abundance.
Dad, can you see him?
Yeah, I can see it. Do you want me to get down?
Yeah, you can, but I'm just going to stay away.
All right, what's under this rock is a very deadly animal.
How deadly?
Yeah. Whoa, look at that.
How deadly?
Very deadly. In fact, I'm going to try and hold him down gently with my knife and pick it up very, very carefully by the stinger. Got him. And back in the 1850s, the gold miners pulled tons and tons of rocks up out of the ground looking for gold. After a while, people would scavenge these big rock piles looking for gold nuggets, and sometimes they'd be very successful. But when you turn rocks over, you can also encounter animals like these, which of course is the scorpion. Now, an interesting thing about scorpions is that over 2,000 people a year are killed by scorpion stings.
No wonder they're deadly.
Yeah, they're really deadly. Not so much in Australia, mostly in Africa, Asia, South America and India. But we've got plenty of these guys here in Australia. You see those nippers?
Yeah.
Look how big they are, almost like a crab. And what they do is they grab hold of their prey and they mostly hunt things like spiders and little mice. And then they bring that stinger over, whack. It's highly venomous and that's what they kill their prey with. But the big thing to remember about scorpions is they're nocturnal. So what should you do with your boots at night?
Probably hang them up.
Hang them up.
Or keep them in the tent.
Keep them in the tent, because if you leave your boots outside the tent and one of these gets in the boot, when you put your foot in the boot in the morning, it's going to be a painful day. Heading north into the Barrington Tops, we are met with spring rains. The creeks become swollen and bush flowers bring colour to the outback. This is the time the eucalypts blossom. They provide a welcome change of diet for a female koala with the added burden of a joey riding on her back. With only hours of daylight left, I spot a python in a small tree. Catching this beautifully patterned snake will be a new experience for Jason. If I pull the tree down a bit... Okay, now I'm going to grab the snake and you've got to untangle him, Jace.
Okay.
Come on up. Now don't put your hands at... Stop. Don't put your hands anywhere near his face. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Don't put your hands anywhere near his head.
Alright.
All right, now can you untangle him?
Oh.
Keep going.
Ugh.
Don't you hurt him. If you hurt him, he'll strike me. Or you.
Come on. Wrapped around it too hard.
I'm trying to hold the tree down, Jason. Come on.
It's hard.
Be gentle. He's essing up. That's it. You nearly got it.
Oh, finally.
All right, keep going, quick,
Oh,
quick,
he's
quickly.
winging.
Don't worry about him winging.
No.
Keep going.
He's on me. What?
Let go. Have you got him off?
No. He's winging on me.
Good. You deserve it. Let go. We got it. Nothing wrong with a bit of snake wing, mate. when I was a kid your age, was to drink it.
Oh, you're feral.
Maybe I am. What's the first thing you see?
He's well
He's
camouflaged.
well camouflaged. So that pattern, that cryptic coloration of little diamonds makes him very hard to see. And in this little tail, you feel how fine that tail is. It's beautiful to touch, isn't it?
Yeah. I can see he's starting to shed his skin.
He's just starting to shed his skin. So that's a prehensile tail, and that's used for climbing. Now, Jason, these beautiful snakes are the hunters of things like rats,
Yeah.
mice, little marsupials, and also birds. So that's what they love to hunt. And they hunt by using their eyes, and also they stick the tongue out and they can smell animals with that tongue.
What eats them, but?
Well, these snakes would be taken out by owls that come down from the heavy scrub up here. Even kookaburras would take them.
Yeah.
Native cats like quolls will also take these beautiful little snakes.
What about feral cats?
Feral cats are a big problem with pythons. Now, give me both your hands.
It's pretty thick.
He's not that thick. He's only a little bloke. Now, you keep your hands really still. Really still. Ah, okay. Hold him up. Hold him up to the camera. Now, don't move. Keep really still.
Hello there.
No, don't move. Just keep really still. See, he's not S-ing up,
Yep.
and we don't want him to bite you. Listen to him. Isn't he a beautiful snake?
Yeah.
And when he grows up, now he's S-ing a bit there, so we keep really still when they do that. Because when he does that, that's when he could strike.
Okay.
You remain nice and calm. See him S-ing up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just always, when they do that, you've got to be very, very still. Just relax.
Yeah.
After a while, he will start to relax too.
Okay.
Look, now he's starting to relax. See that?
Yeah.
Then we might let this beautiful snake go back in his tree. We'll have to bend that tree back down, eh?
Yeah. Sure will.
Lift him up. All right, let's get the tree down.
Okay.
Can you pull it down for me? Okay, you come up. Come right up here. Right up the end, Gracie. And we'll let him go. There he is. Look how hard they are to see in these eucalyptus trees.
We only just saw him.
I know, we only just saw him. Okay, well, you let the tree go up really slowly.
Okay.
Go. Then I'll flick him into the bush otherwise,
Yeah.
and off he goes. See you later, snake. Now we head into the Kapiti Valley, second only to the Grand Canyon in size. Jason and I are treated to an amazing mountain sunset to complete a perfect day. Echidna are common here. They have no trouble finding insects with their long, sensitive snout. But some insects can inflict painful bites to humans. Do you know what they are?
I think they're meat ants.
They are meat ants. And when an animal dies in the bush, these guys will strip the carcass clean. And I've seen meat ants strip the meat off the dead kangaroo in about 2 days. I'll show you an interesting thing. If you rub the top of the nest with that stick,
Yep.
you'll see them all pour out. Go and do that.
No.
Not too hard, we don't want to wreck their nest.
Okay.
Now what's happening?
They're all coming out to attack,
Yeah, why are they coming out to attack?
to defend their nest.
Yeah, to defend their nest. So if a kangaroo or a dingo comes along, steps on top of the nest, they all pour out and they all bite together.
Looks like it.
Looks like it, yeah. And they're starting to come down this way. Watch out, watch out. Coming on you now. Come on, let's get out of here.
Alright. Better.
Jason is keen to cool down, and this timeless waterhole offers a refreshing swim. Much of my bushman skills were gained by spending precious time with Aboriginal elders. I'm keen to pass down my knowledge and experience to my young son Jason. And what happens when you rub your hands together quickly?
You get warm.
They get warm. So if we spin this really quickly, it's going to get so hot, hopefully we'll get some hot coals and we'll get a fire going.
That'll be hard.
It will be hard. Now, I've got a job for you now. See this bark that you've got here?
Yeah.
I'm going to put that underneath this. When we spin the stick, the coals will drip onto that. When they do, I'm going to give you all this bark, and when we start to get a bit of smoke, I want you to hold it like that in your hand and blow really gently, and hopefully you'll get a fire.
Yeah.
Let me see you hold the bark properly. Now keep your hands around the outside like you're holding a bird's nest. Yeah. Let me see you blow on it gently. Yeah. Okay? That's what you'll be doing. All right. Now, what I've made here is an old bow. We've got a stick, an old bed stick, put a bit of shoelace on it, and we'll use this bow to spin this stick a lot faster, and it'll make it a bit easier. So let's give it a try.
Alright.
Put that down there. Now, can you put your foot on that stick?
Sure.
Hold it still. Got it? Now we'll use this rock on the top so I don't burn a hole in my hand, okay? Here we go. Holding him still?
Yep.
You watch carefully. Tell me when you see smoke. Any smoke?
Not yet. Here we go.
You see it now? Look.
Then there'll be some on my foot.
Yeah. I'll see if I can start it for you. Okay, put it in your hands.
Yep.
Hold still, gentle. Keep going there, gentle, gentle. Keep going. Keep going.
There we go.
Keep going. Keep going. You're going well. Gentle, gentle. Oh, we're getting a fire. Turn him over. Here, quick, quick, quick. Gentle, gentle blowing. Well done, Jason. Not too hard, you only blow really gently. Hold him up for the camera now. Look at that. And there we are, we've got a fire going already. It's starting to get really getting a good, look at that, eh?
Whoa.
We've got hot coals. So it only took us about, how long?
I don't know, a minute?
A minute. That's not bad, eh? Jason's friend Dylan has joined us to help look for exotic lizards. He is a country boy and has a keen eye for well-camouflaged reptiles.
Is that a little baby snake? No, it's just a little legless lizard.
It is a little legless lizard. What a beautiful thing. That's a good catch, Dylan.
How do you know it's not a snake?
Well, if you look really closely, and I'll try and hold it very, very still, you'll see behind the head are little ear openings. And of course, all lizards have ears, and snakes don't. And if you look, you see the ear openings, you know you've got a lizard. Now, Dylan, you know what they hunt?
Little spiders?
They hunt spiders. So these legless lizards actually wiggle their way down like a snake into the burrows of spiders, and they eat the spiders. And Jason, what do you think might eat that?
Birds?
Birds. So birds will take this guy very, very quickly. So this time of day, he's got to stay under the cover of the rocks. But one thing with these animals is that children have to be very careful picking up legless lizards, because if this was a baby snake, like a brown snake, it could be fatal. So they have to know what they're picking up. And this guy here, Dylan, is an expert. He's a real lizard man. So Jason, would you like to very gently put our friend back?
Yep.
Both hands. Very carefully put him back in there.
See you, mate.
See you later, mate. That is such a good find. Now Dylan and Jason have been up in these rocks all morning looking for geckos, and they have found the most gorgeous little creature, and this one is a
Barking gecko.
barking gecko. And why do they call it the barking gecko?
Because when it's attacked, it stands on its toes and barks.
That's right, they stand on their toes and bark like a dog. Also, they can sometimes drop their tail. So if they're really threatened, they'll drop the tail and then off they go. Now look at the spots on that little creature. You tell me a little bit about spots on these animals, Jace.
They inspired the Aboriginals to do their painting.
Absolutely. We might let this little guy go. Some of the lizards here are far too dangerous for Jason to handle, like these powerfully jawed goanna. Others, however, can be handled with training and caution.
Got him. Look at his bright yellow mouth. He's doing that to scare me off. He eats things like flowers and scorpions, and I do not like scorpions. Look at the way he's flattening out his body. He's doing that to soak up the heat from the sun. You've got to wash your hands before you handle lizards and frogs, because the sunscreen on your hands burns their skin. You would like to bite my nose off, wouldn't you? But you're not going to today. Alright, see you, little fella.
As the light begins to fade, it is time to head back to our camp. But something has caught our eye. We've just stopped on the road because up here, a few hundred metres up this mountain, is a big cave. We take the didgeridoo up and do a bit of practice, eh?
Alright,
Let's
this will
go.
be a steep climb.
It will be a steep climb. Let's go, mate.
Yeah.
Up you go. Big breath. That's better, that's better. Move your tongue up and down in your mouth. Do that again. That's better. It's our last day in the outback. Tomorrow we drive to the coast and Jason will encounter some strange creatures from the deep. The south coast of New South Wales offers some of the best diving in the world, with a huge diversity of marine animals to encounter. But the rugged foreshore is also home to interesting animals. What Jason has found here in this little rock pool is one of the most deadly creatures, not only in the ocean, but in the whole wide world. It's actually a blue ring octopus. Now they can stay out of water for a little time without dying, without hurting them.
How big do they grow?
Not much bigger than that, mate. Only a very small little animal. Now can you see the blue rings on his legs?
Why do they have them?
Well, they're a warning system. What he's doing is warning me, hey, stay away because I am very, very toxic. I'm very venomous. Look at him, he's very upset now. Amazing little creature.
What do they eat?
These little octopus mostly feed on small fish and also crabs. Now these blue ring octopus have got two mechanisms to deliver venom. One, they use one to kill their prey like crabs and fish, and it just paralyzes the fish or the crab. But if you pick this guy up, then he can deliver venom that can kill up to 8 people.
That's pretty dangerous.
It is pretty dangerous. So we'll put this one back in the water because we don't want him to die. And Jason, with these rock pools, if ever you see a little octopus, never ever pick it up in your hand, because if you pick this little guy up, you'll panic, deliver the venom, and that could stop your heart. So with animals like this, you've got to just leave them alone. I'm going to try and grab him, you grab the tongue.
Whoa!
Whoa! Sit back, keep your hands back, keep your hands back.
Whoa!
I'll get him. And then my hat. I'll get him.
Misty, back.
Yeah, it's quick. Jason, come behind me. Move away, Misty. Move away. I'll get him, I'll get him. He's feisty, isn't he? Got him. Now this is a diamond python, but a very wild one. Oh, look at that teeth, look. He's cranky. See the way he's wrapping around my hand? And you gently unravel him.
What do they eat?
These beautiful snakes mostly feed on little birds, but also rats. And this little tiny beach, it's got these old beach shacks. It's got plenty of rats. So it's a wonderful place for these native Australian snakes. But as you can see, this one's very, very feisty. Was quite happy to have a go. Is he wrapping around you?
Yeah.
And then why does he do that?
Try to squeeze me?
Yeah, try to squeeze you. So what they do is they grab hold of their prey, the poor old rat, wrap a coil around and then squeeze the life out of it. And you tell me what you think of him.
Scary.
Scary. What do you think when he was striking?
More scary.
More scary. All right, we might let him go, eh?
Alright.
Beautiful snake?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'll take the head now. You put the tail down gently in the bush. Okay, we'll let him go.
Misty?
Come on, Misty, come on. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Up you come. Come on. Misty has grown up with Jason. But because he is the youngest of my sons, she believes she is the boss.
Get off! Don't hop away from me. Gotcha.
One thing you've got to be very careful about handling animals like that. That beak is so sharp, and if I have him too close to my face, he could peck a hole straight in my eyeball and blind me.
Ouch.
So you must keep animals like this far enough away that your face is out of the strike zone. Now this is an Australian raven, and this little bloke got blown out of his nest in the big wind yesterday, Oh, I know. On the outback properties, they really hate these birds because they will attack lambs and they literally peck the eyes out of the poor lambs.
When they're alive or dead?
When they're alive. So they're a vicious bird. Have a look at those claws. You feel those claws, Esther.
More like a vulture.
Yeah, aren't they sharp, eh? They're almost like eagle's feet, aren't they? But this little guy, he's got a crook wing. See that, Jason?
Is it broken?
It's not broken. All right. But see, it's damaged under there, see? So we'll give him to wires and they might raise him and keep him as a pet, but we won't release him back into the wild with a wing like that.
Can we call him Russell?
You can call him Russell Crowe. I have been privileged to spend over 40 years of my life diving the world's oceans. Beginning my career as a deep free diver and learning to hold my breath over 4 minutes. During the 1970s, I became a diving instructor and underwater cameraman and went on to produce countless films on a huge diversity of marine animals. My lifelong passion has been the protection of marine environments and to stop the outrageous slaughter of marine mammals like seals and whales. Jason now wants to experience the underwater world. I'm keen to teach him to dive, but he will need careful training. But the main thing is that I have to teach you to dive properly. You have to be able to breathe underwater, and there are certain rules that you've got to obey. I will not expose my son to unnecessary danger. After careful training, Jason is ready for his first open water scuba dive. He'll run us into the rocks.
He said straight up.
When he drives the boat, I'm worried we're going to die. Jason Island. Okay, nice and quiet. We'll just cruise along here, up to where the cuttlefish are. Just up here is a big cave where we find cuttlefish. I'm going to teach Jason how to tame a giant cuttlefish. It's very, very interesting. A new skill for him. And these animals are as big as him, so it's going to be very exciting for a little bloke. And how beautiful is this country, huh? This is Australia, the best place in the world, and a great place to bond with your kid. My main concern is to show Jason animals that can be dangerous, like this scorpion fish. Its spines are highly toxic and can cause painful wounds to divers. Now I am showing Jason that some animals hide under the sand, like this electric numb ray. They can panic a diver with a powerful electric shock. There are stingrays here too. It is important Jason knows not to swim over their backs. Although normally not aggressive, if frightened, they can deliver a fatal wound. Just ahead is my old mate, Gus the groper. His favourite treat is the sea urchin, and I have fed him for over 30 years. Jason now gets the chance to pat my old friend. Despite what they say, patting these fish does not harm their skin. This is a marine encounter my son will remember his whole life. Jason is experiencing the beauty of the undersea world. Vibrant coloured soft corals and sponges are a delight to his young eyes. We swim further along the reef and I managed to catch a Port Jackson shark. It is the first shark he has ever seen underwater. These sharks are not aggressive, but I warned Jason to keep his hands away from the crushing jaws. These sharks also have poisonous spines, so care is required handling these bottom-dwelling predators. With proper education and training, Jason is learning how to be safe in the marine environment. We arrive at the cave, and inside is a giant cuttlefish. These highly intelligent molluscs can be territorial and have the ability of giving nasty bites with their sharp beaks. Jason is fascinated by this strange cave monster. But the cuttlefish is displaying its anger at our closeness. He is raising his powerful tentacles and using the pigment cells in his skin to flash waves of colour over his body. Eventually, curiosity brings the giant cuttle from his cave, and I take hold of the monster. Normally, he would tear chunks from my arm with his beak in defence. Jason feels the strange skin on the belly of the cuttlefish. The creature is now relaxed in my hands. Over the years, I have learned how to calm these animals, and now I'm keen to teach Jason this skill. I place his small fingers each side of the huge head. The giant cuttlefish is unafraid. Feeling no threat, he becomes totally passive in the hands of a child. Jason is learning the ways of the natural world. He has become the wildlife boy.
That was great!
I will continue to teach Jason about the wilderness and its creatures. And one day, he may continue the legacy of the wildlife man. Leave him there in peace.
I think I like lizards better than scorpions.
What was that?
Nothing, Dad.